Hello everybody, and now we are coming to the meat of the issue of every X game. How do I make a station like this one? This is a very nice sprawling one set in space, somebody else owns it, and maybe we don't even like it because it has this dock in the middle of it, meaning we have to traverse all those towers and thingies until we can land on it, so maybe we can make a better job. Yes? Well, maybe. But how do we make one? Well, simplest things, right out from the bat, how do we make it? Open the map, go to your manage plot icon right here, and then you're already presented with a new plot. This is the new plot you want to buy. It says how much of a direction you want to go X, Y, and then in the Z direction. So you have three to play with. However, do keep in mind that if you just increase the one of them, the plot you're going to be laying down in the map is going to be the average of the two. So it is 12, so it's going to be 6 in the plus direction and 6 in the minus direction. For now though, 2 by 2 is fine. So let's create it. Click on the button create plot and then plop it down anywhere. Zoom out the map, move with WASD all you want, and then select where you want it. For now, I don't have any way of rotating that plot, although do keep in mind that where you plot it is how you're going to design it. So if we drop it like this, then the left side of it is away from the lanes. So we do have to make sure we know where we plant it, so that when we plant it, we know which side is close to the lanes, so that we can put our docks there and be smarter than the NPCs building crap. When you place it near the lanes, it's gonna be more expensive, because if I place it here, then it's gonna request me for 448,000 credits, right? No, wrong. I don't want it like that. Create a new plot. Right next to that was 448. Let's see what's gonna happen if we put it away. Let's put it here. 64,000 only. But you're now so far away from the lanes. What are you doing? Well, you're saving money, that's for sure, but are you really willing to put it all this way away from the lanes? If you want, good for you. That's how you do this. So let's do this one more time. Create a plot, move it close to the lane as much as possible, as I want, and there it is. 448. The game warns you, building without a license will be seen as a hostile act by the local government. So you can continue like that without paying for it, or actually pay for the license to build there, in which case you just buy the license and everybody is happy and perfect, and now you're a valid business owner. Well, potential one anyway. Let's continue then to design. Well, I have some things. I have some basic things, but where do I get more things? So we have other modules, which is your connecting PCs. We have defense modules, where you basically have this loaded with armaments to defend your stations if you want. We have the dock modules, which is for small and mediums, and the docks for large and extra large. But there are more modules that we don't have. For example, we only have one small container cargo space. Where are all the others? We have already built the plot, we have bought it, it's gonna stay there. But for now, let's see where we need to go. We need to open our map and then decide where we're gonna buy components from. The other solution being, of course, just go apeshit on all the factories and then bomb them with EMP bombs with the suit and discover them. But that's basically from the scanning tutorial with what to do about the modes. Do take a look about that. If you scan data leaks from modules, then you have a chance to actually get the blueprint of that module. If you cannot be bothered, like me, to go scanning for all these modules, then just go and buy them after you have a reputation with the faction. So in order to do that, you go to player information, well, to see it at least, and then you go to factories and relations. And we see that I have great relations with Antigone Republic, Argon Federations, and God Realm of the Paranid. So I could actually go to all of them and buy stuff. How do I know where I'm gonna go to buy stuff? Well, look at the shipyards, mainly. See this? This wharf here has a guy with a crown. This means that there is a representative of that faction inside here. If I land on this station, then I can actually use the transportation system in the factories to actually go to a representative of that faction. Is there anybody else, any other station in here that has it? I don't see one. So that's one of them. Maybe another station will? Probably. There should be more than one. There, this guy also has it. It's hidden a little bit behind that guy, but there is also in this trading station a representative. So I could actually go there. Where am I closest to? I am to Kativa's choice, actually. So I could actually go to the trading station. So set guidance and we'll see you when I get there. And I'm giving a dock somewhere here. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Right, but I have docking computer, so I don't care. I just charge the position because I have docking computer number 2. And as soon as we land, I'm gonna get up and just head over to, thank you, trading station, and let's go find an elevator. I don't know, what does they call it? What is that? Use transporter room. Transporter rooms, okay. So somewhere in there is the representative. Where is he? There it is. Representative's office. Hatikva Free League. So this is a Hatikva. That's fine. We're gonna get blueprints from Hatikva. So you go to the green door, in case that was weird why I rushed in. This was red, this was red. It's always gonna be 2 red doors and 1 green. So as soon as I came out of the door, I saw the green, so I just charged it. And there he is.
Greetings.
You have now 2 options. Show me your licenses, or I would like to buy a blueprint. Licenses are different than blueprints. What we want is blueprints. Licenses is for police station, which I have actually gotten, or the trade offer subscription, which everyone else will also offer. The trade offer subscription, you will always have pure knowledge of everything that's going on with all of these factories, wherever you are, without ever needing to have an entity near them. So you don't actually have to have another ship nearby or a satellite nearby. If you have a subscription, then you always know exactly what's going on in all of their factories. But that's not what we're here for. What we're here for is the blueprints. You have modules and equipment. Turrets is what you can add on your modules of the factories. So if you want to add this little guy, Pulse Laser MK1, to one of your capable factories that can have turrets in general, you need to buy this license so you can add that turret to those factories. Not all modules, not all factories can have turrets on them. And that's why I'm saying if it can have it. For example, storage, they can have turrets and shields. So you need turrets and you need shields. If you buy the dumbfire turret, which I cannot because I'm not licensed to purchase this blueprint yet, because I'm not that high in reputation with them, then I also need to be able to stock it with things. So if I'm buying the dumbfire turret because I want to add this to my factories, then I also need to have the missiles. Buy them. The licenses are extremely cheap, so why not just buy those? So select, we select everything. This is easy. And we confirm. It's gonna cost us 464,000. Confirm.
Goodbye.
We bought them, and now in the bottom left we see all the unlocked blueprints we are getting.
Greetings.
That's fine. Now let's get to the shields. What can I get? Well, I can get all the shields. Do I need to get all the shields? Well, I don't know. Shields are important, so why not? Just select everything. We have the money after all. If you don't, just go for small MK1 and that will put basic shields on your things. Confirm.
Bye.
We have now all the shields from the Argons.
Greetings.
Dock again. Show me your blueprints. Well, I could just not do confirm each time and just select everything I want in one go, but I'm teaching. So, turrets, what can we get? Well, not a lot. Our reputation with them doesn't allow us to do a lot of things, but that should be actually enough. So we can again confirm.
Bye.
That's fine. And now we get to the meat of it. They don't have a lot of things. They only have basically illegal goods. I don't want to buy them. If you want to buy them, that's the place. Come to a Hatikva League representative and there you go. These things are where you're gonna find them. But I'm just gonna go out of here and go to an Argon shipyard again. See you later.
Docking granted. Don't let them get away.
And there he is, Representative Argon Federation. See, red, green. Hello, guy.
It's good to see you, friend.
So, buy blueprint. Equipment, what do you have? Nothing, because the Hatikva faction actually uses there, so it wasn't a complete waste of time. But these guys, because they like me more, are willing to sell me more of their turrets. So I think I'm going to oblige. So with that done, let's move on to the modules. Now we're talking. We have a greater selection of modules to select. So first of all, what do we want? Here you select whatever you want to know. And I'm going to just select basically everything that's below 1 million with very few exceptions. So let's do that. And there we are. Confirm.
Good luck out there.
I have now everything, and I'm going to talk to them one more time so that I can see exactly now from the reduced list what else I might want. So do I want composites? Not yet. No, not yet. I said I do want the one dock pier, so even though it is 2 million. Then administrative center, not yet. Habitats I'm not gonna deal with. Medical supplies we don't need because that's in reference to the habitats. Because in order to have a habitat, you also need to either import medical supplies or build them on station for the use of the people living in the habitats. Small habitats, again, no. Electronics is way too expensive at the moment. Drone component production, I'm gonna import that. I don't want to build right now for my first factory these either. Engine part, useful, but again, maybe if you didn't go all out like me, go for that and a few of the others, not like I did. Food rations, no. Hull part, no. Missile microchip, plasma, quantum, scanning shield, spice, turret, weapon, wheat. I don't need all of these. By the way, wheat is also used primarily, I think, for the support of your workforce. So with the exception of the dock, I just bought everything that was under 1 million, and with that I am going to build my first thingy. How to do it? I don't have to go anywhere, actually. I can even just go not move from here. Press M, go to manage plots, select my Hatikva's choice factory, and continue. And now I'm in build mode, and already I have much more options than I had before. Do we build something right now? We could. When you build though, I want to make sure you understand something. You cannot build unless you hire a builder. So in order to hire a builder, you're gonna have to click it and go to the map. And then zoom out until a map is available. You see up here? Now I know 4 builders, much more than builders, because of what I know based on satellites and my own other assets in the universe. It could be they're close to one of my factories. This one is busy, so it has a thing to do. Selecting these, you also see the hiring fee, 50,000 credits. That's nothing. Basically, keep it until you have finished the entire build, which is going to be hours of real time, and they're only getting 50,000. This just means that now somewhere in the whole universe, from things you know about either by being close to a satellite or to another ship of yours, are these things. Well, I don't want to be that far-reaching. Do I know anything that's here? No, actually I don't know anybody who's here. Do I know anybody who's here? Yes, I do. There are 2 of them. Well, there's one, and the other one is somewhere where I'm blind. I don't see him. So I'm selecting him, right click, select. So now that's the Agon construction vessel Mammoth Vanguard assigned as a builder for that plot. So now what he's gonna do is basically just go to that plot. So why don't we go there as well? So there we are. This is our factory. This is our construction space. Something will be built here, which is here. Right now, nothing exists here, and this is important. Nothing is right here doing anything. This is empty space. However, the marker does exist. So why is this important? Because what I'm about to do will show you something will be there. So I have this thing, this plot here. So why don't we actually go to plan build something? What do we want to build? We want to build a dock. So dock there, luxury dock, click it, and now you have it in your cursor. It's moving. This is your plot. This is as you come in, meaning that as from the map, the lanes are somewhere around here, that way. So we want it somewhere on the edge. What edge? Well, here's a few ways of moving around so that you can manipulate this even with something in your hand. Click and drag, and you move it. Let go, and it's stuck at this position. Click it again and drag, and it moves with you. Just don't click, because click is setting it. Mouse wheel in, mouse wheel out, and you zoom in and out as expected. Move it all the way, and now you're looking dead down in this, so that's why this cannot be built outside of it. If you note, there is also a little wireframe going on top of it. This is where the ships are gonna enter from. So make sure that this is not blocked. So when you are in plan build, you will see for the docks, and these are piers, I think. These are piers and these are docks. So I'm gonna call them like that. So for the docks, it's from above. For the piers, it's from the sides. And oh god, how big they are, right? One dock is even big on its own. This is tiny. Build it here as outside as you can get it to save on space, and as center as you can. That seems pretty centered. So click to set it. There you go. These things here show you what you have already in build storage. We don't have a build storage at the moment because we've never built anything. Resources needed to complete the changes are these things. Well, we need these to build that, or the constructor needs these to build that. All these are all the things that I would ever need for anything to be built. However, I just need these things. So changing the price of advanced electronics would make no difference in this scenario, just building these, because we don't need this. However, we can not just affect the price for each individual component, but we can set them globally. So I just want 50% of price. So I will only pay this much for Claytronics, I will only pay this much for hull parts. Or I'm willing to pay however much they are worth. Basically, leaving it like that means that you are willing to pay the top price for this item to be built. Why? NPCs will sell you slower if you just go to 51%. You may not complete it as fast, because not everybody is gonna come to you. There are other competing prices out there with people paying much better for energy cells or field coils, so that's up to you. They still will come to you. Once every other need is completed, they will come to you. So set it at something else like 75%, that will be much faster. 100%, you're basically guaranteeing that you are destination number one for every trader in the universe, and they're going to be falling over themselves to come and service you. Leaving it like this then guarantees that you are going to be building it as fast as possible. At that price, then the materials you need right here are going to cost this much. And so you need to make available some money for construction by dragging this and setting it above that price that you need right here. However, we don't just want this, do we? We want to build another thing. So let's actually now produce something else. I want energy cells. Great. Oh, what's these green lines? These green lines are what's going to allow me to connect stuff. And how I'm turning now is with the right mouse button pressed down. Right mouse button pressed down allows me to navigate in the rotational axes of the build so I can see what I'm doing. The green lines are coming off the connection points for the structure I'm currently holding in my hand, and they are gonna be either connect there or connect there, but they cannot connect to the other sides. These are right now bound to this. I can rotate this though. First you need to click it. Okay, now that you've clicked it, you can either left click and move it around, or right click and rotate it along its center point. If you leave it like that, then it's set. If you press shift, then it locks. If you want to leave it at this locked position, then don't let go of the shift button. If you let go of the shift button, then it will move to where it should be based on where your mouse is. Press the shift button and you have this locked there. If I leave the shift button, it moves. If I press it, it moves again. Leave it, it moves again. If I want to keep it at the locked position, then I have to leave the mouse button with the shift pressed, like that. And now it's set. So you can make sure that your angles are vertical, if you like, by this trick of shift clicking, clicking on this, shift clicking to rotate, move it like this, let go of the mouse, and now it is appropriately placed. So now you could stick it there. However, our plot is not big enough, as we can see. So we cannot stick it there. What else can we do? Well, we could just take it, move it, and rotate it again. and stick it there. But then what? What am I gonna put here? I have other things to put, like a silicon wafer. Where am I gonna stick that? I have nowhere to stick that. So you need to figure out some things first. So how you delete, you click it, you move it outside, and then you click inside the box again, and then it's gone. We have determined that we cannot use an energy cell directly on the luxury dock areas. Why? Because we need these connecting structures. So we have the cross, which can connect there, and it looks like that. It's a T which allows many other connections to be made in the vertical, the horizontal, wherever we want. And then we can either take the vertical one and stick it there so that it increases the height and we have something else to go on top, maybe another cross if you like. Click across, bring it here, and there it is. So you can build it like that, so you can expand in 2 layers, or even take this outside and take this outside and have the large vertical one moving in there. So now you have much more of a clearance to include your dock area entrance of this corridor here that things are going to be moving into. So you're giving them space to move around, which is a nice idea. So the same can be said by the horizontal. So one horizontal here, another horizontal there, and some crosses, so I can build off of them, right? So now I have options. I can actually do shit. And what shit do I want to do? Well, I do want the energy cell. And now the energy cell sits very closely and out of the way right over there in the edge of my factory. Isn't that lovely? Then what do we want? Where I want some storages. Where are the storages? There they are. Let's go for the large one. Large, 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 medium, medium, small, container, liquid, and solid. I want the large one. There we go. I want that one, and there it is. Great. Now I also want a liquid, and I also want a solid. So I'm gonna need another module to come on top of this there, and I'm gonna need a solid. Nice one. So what are they gonna make? Well, let's see. I want them to make silicon wafer, which is gonna go to the top there, nice and up there. And I want anything else, and refined metals. So let's bring it there, there, and drop it there, there. You will take whatever we want, and it has all the storage capabilities we want, and now that is actually buildable. There is another way to build, which is to go willy-nilly and let the computer decide what to do. So let's drop the energy that we want, let's drop the silicon wafers and refined metals, and then we want some storage spaces, so that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, and we need somewhere for them to dock. Let's do that. So all of this is, of course, well, not connected everything, and it's all the way wrong. This is not connected, this is not connected. However, here is a shuffle button. So shuffling them makes them connected and randomizes where they're gonna go. This factory will be functional. However, this factory is not actually buildable because this factory is outside of the edges of the plot you have currently available, so you cannot build it. The shuffler doesn't take this into account, so if you do succeed in making something buildable, that's gonna be because you have a pretty big plot in the first place to begin with. Reset button, of course, is also here since we're discussing buttons, and undo features for the last thing you did. So undo the feature because that was a shuffle, but if I add another module in here, let's say there, undo will just take it away. And redo, of course, redo it. Simple as that. So I don't use shuffle because it might be interesting to come up with some designs on its own, but for the most part, it's gonna mess things up. With that being the case, no, don't move. I moved it, it started moving because it went like that and started rotating around its connection, but I don't want it to move, so shift so that it doesn't move outside of where I want, and let go of the right mouse button. I'm repeating these things so that you actually remember them yourself, so that they stick. So this is now everything that I have built. As I was building them, the computer took note of what I was building when. So it has kept in mind that I first want this docking area to be built, then the cross, then the support struts with the crosses, and then however I was placing them, as I was placing them, they kept being in order. So this is the order that I built these things, and this is the order that they are going to be built as. First this, then that, then this, and so on and so forth. Also, as I was building them, that got increased. So now the price tag is much higher, still at 100%, but I do want them to be built as fast as possible. So I click in the available money for construction, set them at that, confirm, confirm again, and now we have a plan. Right click, plan build, these are all set. The only thing missing is a builder. That builder, by the time we were doing all those things, came here, saw there was nothing going on, and left, because we didn't have anything. What I want to see is if anybody is gonna come now that there is no builder assigned. So we're gonna wait. The orders have been confirmed, we have given it orders. There they are, it has money to buy stuff. We don't have a builder, and there is the storage. This is actually the storage for my factory in build mode. All these things that I'm asking for the factory to be built are gonna be delivered here. These small things here are the entries for the small traders, and these are the docks for the big traders. And this central place, all of it, is where the traders are gonna be depositing the materials. I'm gonna wait a bit until I see them come in, and then we're gonna resume. And I already think that we have the first people that come in. This is a high-tech trader coming into me, this is another energy trader coming in here. And we should be actually able to see them coming into that build storage. This is the build storage. Remember that when we saw here plan build and these resources available in build storage? None. Well, things are coming in now. There is the trader coming in, that guy and that guy. They're gonna come in there and do business with us. They're very happy to sell us. Yes, yes. Please dock. Remember, I still do not have anything, any constructor hired. They are docking, and now we're gonna start seeing crates forming in the center. Both of them have docked now, or in the process, and there we are. Unloaded materials from that guy, I suppose. He has left us some things, and now he's going away. This guy is speeding way too much, and he probably killed himself? Wow. Well, he may not have killed himself, but he may have just crashed into the geometry. But the point is, yeah, this thing would work better if you're not here. No, there he is. He may have been stuck, though. And good luck getting out. And if he is stuck, yeah, there's very little things you can do to get them unstuck. The very best thing you can do to actually make this happen is actually to not be here. But I'm being here as an example of how things work. And we need to actually watch them. So these guys are the traders coming in to deliver us parts for these guys here. We already have some things now. Resources available in build storage. There we go. We have some things. And there are also reservations by other people coming in. Remember, we've said before in the previous tutorial that when you actually make a deal, that deal sticks and you're promising to honor that deal. So these guys have done just that. They said, I am coming to give you this much and I'm taking this price. So the ledger has been created here to say, yep, I accept you, that when you come here, you're going to give me this much of whatever you're giving me, Claytronics in this case, at whatever price we agreed at that point we made the deal. So we already know what's coming and what's not. So we can keep a ledger of what we need. This is actually a much improved system than X3, if I say so myself. So that's going to continue ongoing. Now we should actually assign a builder. So let's go find one again. That guy. Select, right click, select, and now he is coming. Confirm module changes, and now we will see him coming to this area to build for us. Traders will keep on coming and unloading, and now we just wait for the constructor to come. So see you back then. And here comes our constructor. He has just entered the system and is just lollygagging a little bit, but he should actually proceed nicely and come to my construction area soon. See how long that takes. He's really moving now. Travel speed and everything. Hope he gets here in time. Wow. This guy decided to come here and be a nuisance. So I'm gonna have to fight him. I don't know how. Jesus Christ.
Immediate backup.
Whoa, all those missiles. And it still did nothing.
Requesting immediate backup.
Nope, you're dead. Where are we? We are way too close. Where's our guy? There he is. Let's target him because he now should be actually here already. Come on, M3. There he is. He's coming to service us. He's approaching the area of the build. He will do something which is pretty cool. So let's see him do it. There is our build storage. And he's still on approach. And now he's made it. So he's getting ready to construct some things. And he's expanding. I think that's very, very cool. He's reached his destination, so now he's getting ready to build things for us. If we see him from the front, we should also see that he's using drones to actually build our things. And there are the drones. From here, they leave. There he is. And they go to the site where my dock is going to be built. This is a very pre-scripted, choreographed move for all the drones. And then come up and back in. And they will keep going like that until the dock is built. There it is. Our very own dock being built. From here on out, it's just basically waiting. Everybody else should already have come and given us all the materials we need. We're gonna come back after this is completed. By the way, you can also see what's going on while this thing is being built. I mean, you have the visual feedback of what it is right now, but you can also go to your factory, right-click it, plan build, and you see that the luxury dock is actually 57% progress and it needs another 7 minutes to be built. So you get pretty excellent feedback about how long this is going to take and where it is. You don't just have to be here and watch it as I do. But I'm doing this for, these tutorial purposes. While this is being built, let's discuss some other things about the factories. So, this was named after the area we are in. This area is Hatikva's Choice 1, so that's why this is Hatikva's Choice 1 factory. But we don't want to call it that, do we? So let's just right click on it, select information, and then in the name, just like with our ships, clicking on it will say starter factory. And now this in our managed plots and in our property owned will be called starter factory. Even inside the plan build will be called starter factory. And since we are here, let's also discuss about another thing, like the plan. We can actually save this plan. This starter factory, we can actually save it and say, I want to save you as starter factory and save as new. And now we can have it here, starter factory. I also have another thing called start silicon wafer. If I click on it, now it happens something else. This is another factory that I have built some other time. It's a different factory. It's much smaller and it has a pier, but I don't want this, I want mine. I want this one with the refined metals, the one we built together. We can cancel actually because we didn't do anything important here and we don't want to mess it up at all. But I think that even if we confirm, since it is this factory that we were building, because we know it is, it wouldn't matter. But I'm just gonna cancel most of the changes and get out. And let's wait again for this to be over. And there it is, complete. So now the constructor has actually started working on the T section behind it, again as per the sequence of events that it should have. Once that is done, it's gonna do one straight section, then the other straight section, and so on and so forth. However, importantly, I can now dock with it.
Docking granted.
There it is. So let's go. Nothing different, same as with everything else. Everything else applies. I have docking computers, so I can just pop down and dock. And this is my factory, and I can walk it. And there it is, this thing built. And there is the constructor. And I can see everything else that is in the sector. Now that this was built, it's building the next thing. There it is. Hydrone. These things are being built fast because they are just connector pieces. So they're very cheap. Our dock, of course, has all the amenities as every other dock, although this is the luxury dock, so that's why we have open skies. And it has some statues and plants, and it's white, and it has an aquarium. Aquarium in space. Love it. And there's a ship, and we have the trader here. Everything is just like any dock alley you know. It even has a person to talk to. I don't know. Maybe you can. There you go. Thank you. Bandages, stuff, everything we want and need, including the bye. The crafting station. Wow, that's a big thing. Let's then move on to the next lesson, which is turrets. See you soon. So we're back in space, and let's discuss turrets. In our factory, we didn't build any turrets. We just dropped these things. We cannot even see from here exactly where turrets would be placed. All we see is the ghosts of things. So how do we know where we can place turrets and where are they? Well, they're right here actually. See these pencils here? That means that these things have added things that I can add to it. And these things are the shields and the turrets. So when I click on it, I get a view of the actual thing rotated by the right mouse button, holding it down. And we have two tabs, which is this and that. We have choose a medium turret with we can place two, 1, 2, and choose a shield and we can place that. Since we bought all of these things, now we have a wide selection of stuff we can place. So I select that shield and I want them to be bolts. Why not? Or beams. Beams? Yeah, beams are fine. Let's choose beams. And you choose the beam and then you drag that to 2, or you can just click the arrows, just like any other console you have ever seen. With what one filled, and there they are, filled, that little thing that flickers. We can go to the second group and notice that this line here will change once I select it. Select a beam, increased. Select a shield, increased, and now increase that, and now it's full. Keep that in mind to see, maybe you haven't observed the bar here. If you don't see that line complete, that means there are more things you can plop down in that section. Accept that, confirm loadout changes, and do the same thing to the other things. This has a lot of them. Oh, so many. Look at all those nice little defensive positions here. Before, I saved a loadout without these turrets. If I ever plop another plot down and select that loadout will not have these turrets. So what am I doing? I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna finish this and then I'm gonna be back. And as we're approaching the end, now we can go there and see that actually this is gonna cost extra stuff. So we have to provide money for that. 3 million, confirm. And this is guaranteed to cover the costs because as we said, this is the price and all contracts are guaranteed. So confirm module changes and there it is. Our new factory will also include turrets and shields. We know that we have this as starter factory and this starter factory doesn't have turrets. So what do? We save with the same name, starter factory. And now we overwrite the plan. Not save as new because it is the same. So we have to overwrite. And overwriting the plan now means that these turrets will be included. Start silicon wafer and start the factory. And if we go inside, the turrets are already there. This is building the energy cell production, and we're gonna see how that goes. The energy cell production is being built by many drones.
Many jobs for many people.
All the materials taken from this guy, which also should now have started accepting orders for my extra materials to build the turrets and the shields. So the liquid storage has been finished, and now we don't see anything. No turrets either on that one. Since the order of things matter, if you remember what I said, the turrets will be placed last. When everything else is done, then the order for the turrets will be processed. Moving up to the next storage then. Let's see how long that takes. And with that done, we are now moving up to the second layer, where we are building the final storage place. And this is about to end. So there it is. Finished. Now we start on the silicon wafer productions on top. There it is. Started. Great. Waiting for that. This is coming along nicely. And another thing that we should pay attention to now is that you can actually see it being built from inside. This is the actual build, as we've seen countless times before, but if you click outside, then everything built already shows you how it looks. And everything that's not built has a wireframe. So you can actually take a look and observe what's left to happen. And that is now complete. Move on from that to build that. Yes, there it is, building that, which is the last thing, I think, on this map. Plan build, click outside. Yep, only thing that's left is that last thing. And then we're gonna have a functional station. How about we land? There it is. Straight from the dock, and everything is so far away. You really get a sense of the scale when you are landed. Just imagine, this thing is a window and a floor. The entire floor, that's 1, 2, 3 floors. All this thing is just a stock, but it serves no purpose but to connect our factories together. And this massive thing being built looks so small outside. Let's wait for the last thing to be built, and then we'll probably conclude the episode. And a shot from space from our entire factory. Looks so tiny now. So this should be the end, maybe. We'll see if that same constructor actually does anything for our turrets. Drones keep coming. Seems to have used everything. This actually might mean that it's actually building all of those turrets, although the animation may be stuck. Yay, it's starting building. And there's all the turrets and shields. It's still doing the build out there with the drones, but there we go. Turrets and shields built on our stations. So it did take the order at the sequence we gave it. So it first built all the stations and then it built the turrets, which makes sense knowing the system of the game is sequence based. How can you use this to your advantage, basically? What can you do about that? Well, there is a few things you can do about this. When you're in build mode and you have built something like, for example, we've built this thing, this part, and we started it by placing this in and then this cross so that we had places to attach the other ones in. Well, if you didn't like this entire thing, you didn't have to click just this and just that and take it out. You could just click this center one and take it out, and as you take it out and it's all red and you click back inside, this is deleted, and now this is amended. The entire thing is amended. Cancel the module changes because we don't want to deconstruct anything. But if you take something that's connected, you could move it like that. Whatever was connected to something else, you take that and you move it and everything goes away because it's built in sequence. It requires the other thing to connect. So that's it. Building done. This will continue building things until we have all the turrets in place as we designed them.
Something hit us.
Well, that's unfortunate for you. Next, we're gonna talk about how to use this thing. This marvelous little thing we've built. Now we've built it. How do we use it? Well, you need a manager and you need ships. Ships we have. Managers we don't. We'll discuss next time what to do about those and how to get this working, because without a manager, this will do nothing. So, until next time then, be safe.